What's going on here? This isn't the grill of a 2007 Mac. This is the grill of a 2002 Mac. What's going on here? Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope all's well on your side of the screen. Things are pretty good here. It's Friday! I like Friday. It's my favorite weekday. Just because weekend's almost here. Anyway, I'm down here in Mayfield, New York. I'm picking up 2 loads, which I don't have a doubles endorsement, and you can't haul double 53-footers down the thruway. You can haul pup trailers and double 48s, but you can't haul double 53s. Some people think you can, but you can't. Law is nothing longer than double 48s. Anyway, so I'm sitting here waiting for the first load to be loaded so I can take it back to Syracuse, drop it, come back with an empty, and pick up the second one and boogie back to Syracuse, and that'll probably be my day. It's going to be a late day. Good mileage, though. And I'm in a different truck. Yesterday, I did 2 runs down to HQ from Syracuse. And during the first run down there, I went to the inspection bay, and one of the owners of the company saw my truck. Saw the bumper, which has been twisted for about a month or so now. I caught it up in Watertown. I caught a tree stump and pulled it out. I did a video on it. You can go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. Anyway, I was pulling out of the inspection bay. The owner saw it and he gave me one of these looks. I just kept driving. Went and dropped the trailer. Then I went and parked my truck, walked across the yard. You could hear him just cursing and swearing up a storm in the garage. You know, random drivers out here tearing up my equipment and blah, 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 blah. And went into dispatch, turned in my paperwork, and I was told that I would be switching trucks because mine has been put out of service because the owner saw the bumper, which is funny because he's seen it a couple times, and he's the one I talked to about getting it fixed back when this happened. But I don't know if he forgot about it or was just having a bad day and decided to have a meltdown over it, or I don't know. So needless to say, I'm in this truck here. It's a 2002 Mac. The truck I normally drive is an 07. And I had the choice between 2 trucks to choose from. I went with this one because it appeared to be in better shape and looked better. And got rolling down the road and realized that the radio doesn't work. Well, the radio works, but the antenna isn't connected, or the antenna is just not functioning, so I can't pick up any radio stations. So now I'm driving down the road and I'm singing to myself, and you know, I'm singing Dump Truck Bob's greatest hits, and I don't know, man. I feel sorry for this truck hearing my singing voice all day. But yesterday was actually pretty decent. I had just under 600 miles, so it's a really good mileage day. Today's going to be a really good mileage day. Tuesday, let's rewind a little bit here. Tuesday, I dropped my camper off out of Camping World, and then I went down to Cuba, New York with a drop-in hook, and I went to pick up a load in Arcade, New York, and was given the wrong directions. And then finally got to the place, sat there for 4.5 hours getting loaded. I was supposed to take that load to Pittston, Pennsylvania, but ended up taking it back to Syracuse instead. Called it a day. Wednesday, the next day, what did I do Wednesday? What did I do? Wait, what did I do Wednesday? Yesterday I went to... I had a brain fart. Oh, that's right, Wednesday. I picked up a load in Rochester, took that out to our yard out in Buffalo, dropped that, picked up an empty, picked up a load in Buffalo, and brought it back to Syracuse. And I had like just over 300 miles. It was like 322 miles. Wasn't a good mileage day. It was a short kind of day, which was okay because I was kind of tired from the day before. And that's pretty much my week. So kind of mixed up and kind of the ADD version, but that's what I've done this week. So I guess this would be another weekly vlog. All right. So whenever the truck that I'm normally assigned to is going in for service, and it's going to be a while, like a couple days like this is, I always take my CB out because when it's at the yard or at the shop, you never know if you're going to see your CB again. Somebody put a piece of Velcro here on the dash because there's no way to mount a CB in this truck. So I took a couple pieces of the Velcro off the top here, put them on the bottom, and that's holding pretty good. Now for power, up here, there's a hot and a ground where I could hook the power and the ground up for the CB to, but the nuts are stripped out, so I couldn't get the wires to stay. So what I've got, these are actually pretty nifty to have. is this jack right here that plugs into a 12-volt socket. And I just hooked up the wires for the CB to that, plugged it in, and that works. And there's the fuse box. There's the cover on the ground. It falls out every time you hit a bump, so I'm just going to leave it there. You can see there was tape on it at one point. Obviously somebody got annoyed with it falling out all the time. And then I did leave my antenna with the truck that I normally drive. So I broke the old 5-foot whip out of retirement. Did the same setup as I do on my normal truck. Just run the CB antenna receptacle here. I can't think of what it's called right now. I'm having a brain fart. Into the mirror mount, then run the coax outside the mirror, in through the door, and up and over the dash. And that's pretty much how I have the CB set up. And then the interior itself is pretty similar to the truck I drive normally. The truck I have is a 2007. This is a 2002. The only big differences is the fact that this has vent windows on the side, and the sleeper, I have a little cabinet over there. This doesn't have that. I do have the same closet kind of thing with the two shelves up there. This doesn't have the cabinet over there. But this really isn't a bad truck. It is a 9-speed truck. I normally drives a 10-speed, so that took a little while to get used to. Focus. Come on. Let's focus. This thing's having focus issues today. There's the shift pattern. Now with a 10-speed, this over here would be 1, right? You'd have 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'd have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it took a while to get used to it. But I'm adapting to it well, so I'm sure when I get back into my truck it's going to be fun getting used to driving the 10-speed again. But yeah, this isn't a bad truck. I mean, obviously it's been around the block. It's got 1.5 million miles on it. But it runs alright, gets the job done. That's all that matters. Well, my work day is done. Work week is done, which is awesome. It's now officially my weekend. I ended up not going down for a second trip down to Mayfield. It took them a little bit longer than expected to load the first load, and I didn't have enough time to boogie on back down there. So I brought the one load back here to the yard, dropped it, topped off my fuel tanks, and then I just got a call saying that my camper is fixed, so I'm going to drive on out over there and pick that up and take it home with me. And then we got a family function this evening, and then we got a birthday party tomorrow, and it's going to be a busy weekend. Probably working on the shed a little bit and everything else that's going on. It's crazy. So thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all next week. Y'all have a good day and a good weekend when you get to it. Adios.